My name's Jake, and I found a bunch of pornographic magazines inside a dead man's house. Not just any old magazines, Australian softcore pornography from the early 90s. Now, me and my little mate Pete want to invite you to have a look at some pretty rude stuff with us. So hold on to your stiffies, everyone, and welcome to Smut Club 1990. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Smut Club 1990, the only podcast where we peruse 1990s Australian pornography. My name's Jake Smith. I'm in the shed out the back of Mum and Dad's house. They've fucked off for the afternoon down to the RSL, and I'm joined by my little mate from a few grades below. It's probably Peter James. How are you, buddy?
Hello, Jake. I'm very good. Smacking down LCM bars and M&M minis like they've done something wrong to me. But even with the sugar high, I'm excited to get my little dick hard and do big cums out of it with my friends.
I love how you said I'm having an LCM bar, and then you heard this sound after it. I was like, man, I've never heard an LCM open like that.
Mate,
if it did, I would have been into the LCMs a lot earlier. Yeah. And also, who are these rich cunts with the LCMs? You have an LCM, did you?
Mate, I love an LCM.
Oh, my God.
But, mate, the voice that you've just heard is not in your head there, Jacob. That is that is not the...
What about the other three cunts?
No, joining us in the shed, another wonderful guest for the first time coming in to the Smut Club 1990 podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Brett Blake.
Guys, I'm here. I did it. I made it all the way down here. You've lured me in with the idea of $2 pots. And I'm here. So that's great.
We're not allowed to legally advertise that because we live in a fucking nanny state. But, I reckon this is a loophole. From 5 to 7 p.m. over every Friday at Good Check Comedy Club, you can get $2 pots. Yeah. There. Is that advertising?
I love how you say that we can't advertise it because it's a loophole. As if anyone from the government's listening to this shit. You know what I mean? Come on, mate. You don't have .gov.au after your Podbean account, do you? You know what I mean? They're not checking this shit. You're not putting it on your tax file number, are you?
Also,
this is the exact moment ScoMo pauses Spotify and says, got him.
Yeah. Also, there's 4 people who listen to this. I reckon you know who they are, you know?
Shout out once again to Mum and Dad. But yeah, man. So we are diving into some 1990s Australiana pornography. I think we've asked a lot of the guests that have been coming on this show do you remember the first time you experienced pornography, whether it be print, digital, what was it?
And that doesn't have to be having a wank, just the first experience.
Oh, I remember vividly. Because I'm from Forestville, which is it's a very suburban town, and back then it was a little bit more remote or whatever. It's the first time there was 2 spots you could get porno. There used to be a place you could dig up near the creek. Everyone knew the location of that for some unknown reason. I've spoken to people about this before, but burying pornos, that used to be a thing. We used to bet like
you're kidding.
I've spoken to someone else and they agree with that.
I find that very hard to believe.
Man, I even saw it on fucking Family Guy the other night, so it must have got around. But
I think you've invented this.
We used to know in Forestfield, you go to this big tree, and to the right-hand side of it, if you had a shovel, you could watch...
You got a shovel, you got a wank.
Yeah. You got a shovel, you got a porno. So we used to go... There was like 4 locations around this creek that have different pornos, all in a shopping bag. So you'd read it, you know, and back then people had respect. You know, they don't have that nowadays.
They bring a shovel to their own wank.
You read it, you put it back into the plastic bag, and then you bury it.
Yeah, and every now and then you dig up a
body. Has anyone else had the same experience to me? No?
You dig up a little body, and then you get 3 wanks out of that. No, the reason we were laughing is because this has to be, out of 31 episodes, or whatever this is, the 27th time it's been...
It's just like this weird thing where we've gone, hey, what's the first experience? And then someone's like, I found it in a bush or down at the creek. Oh. And that's why we started laughing when you're like, it's kind of suburban area. But it used to be a little bit naturey. Peter, like, here we go. We fucking got one.
So it is a common thing.
Well, it's not the burying. Burying, that's weird. But I like that. But no, it's the hiding in nature.
Oh.
Going down in a creek, there would be a bush or it would be... What? Yeah.
Because I was like, of course, I can't be the only one, but thanks for... Yeah, but a mate also had... there's 2 other mates. So one mate's dad had black and white porno that was in his shed, in this red toolbox. And I'm talking like bush beyond, it was like the original My Big Fat Greek Wedding. You know what I mean? It was huge. And then the other one was like my
bush so big I found some porno in it.
Yeah. I brought a shovel. I found heaps of shit.
A babushka full of porn.
And then the other one was my best mate's mum we thought it was a dad, but the mum was horny for porn. So she had into a side drawer. She had all these fucking pornos. So we used to read her pornos. I stole one, and I'm pretty sure it's still at mum and dad's house. So
If we could get our hands on that, absolutely, that'd be great.
I reckon my mum's definitely found it and burnt it.
Yeah.
Do you was it different to like? Well, you thought it was dad's porn, so obviously it was just like normal sort of stuff you'd find. It was not like more catered to the woman. Porn, was it?
I don't think they gave a fuck about women in the 80s. I don't know if you know much about that, but it was just dudes pornos and whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But did any of you guys do anything weird like now? Did anyone?
No, I'm just gonna get in early.
No.
No.
Did anyone kind of try and make a pornography like not film themselves, but me and my brother, what we used to do.
Oh, I don't like this.
Right.
We used to fuck. The end.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks
Yeah,
very
I
much
rooted
for
my
listening to
brother.
Smoke Club 1990, ladies and gentlemen.
But what we used to do is we used to do shifts, and we'd look on the TV guide and see if there was sex scenes.
Yeah.
And would have a tape ready to go.
Yep.
And as soon as we saw what's that Angelina Jolie film with Antonio Banderas?
Oh.
And he's just whopping it into existence. He's like, record. So we made by the time after 4 years, we got to 37 minutes of just sex scenes. From if we're man, Star Wars got a titty, we're recording it. You know what I mean?
I don't remember.
What's that one?
Star Wars
Total
ever having
Recall,
a titty.
3 titties, we're on that. You know what I mean? So just
R2D2 nip slip.
yeah.
Caught it.
R2 double D too.
Very good.
Instead of
Jacob.
shooting out a lightsaber, it's a little boner.
That's the horny version of recording. You know when you'd hold your phone up to the radio and just record a song. You're
Yeah.
doing that, but just for wanks.
We're just doing that for wanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I mean,
man.
I
Real
can't
innovator.
confirm whether my brother did or did not, but I definitely did.
I can
Yeah,
confirm he did.
Yeah.
Anyway, what
now
are we talking about today, Jacob?
Well, this week we have something a little bit different. Now you're familiar with the Picture magazine, aren't you?
Very.
Right, okay,
Now,
great.
before you crack in, actually, there is a story Brett was briefly telling me.
Oh, yeah.
When we were up in Cairns
Yes.
recently. The Picture magazine you're very familiar with.
Yeah.
Or at least someone you know was very familiar with. Could you tell that story real quick?
So a lady who worked at our because everyone had Picture magazine, you'd smuggle it off someone. So there was a lady at our fish and chip shop who was a very rough looking lady. She was
At a fish and chip shop.
yeah,
Strange.
It's hard to believe.
larger than life. Can you imagine suburban fish and chip shop, Forestfield? She's a voluptuous lady.
Yeah.
There we go. She worked at this fish and chip shop, best fish and chip shop I loved it.
Yeah.
Great. She worked there for 10 years, and we didn't realize that she was maybe a little bit kinkier than what we would assume when she handed over the fish and chips. So, one day
What do
we're
you
at
mean?
school.
Why are you assuming anything? You go to the chip shop and goes, you dim sim. I'm thinking, I wonder what she's up to.
Yeah, but it's how she hands it to you. You know what I mean? She just does that.
Well,
you know
she
what I
takes
mean?
it. She takes out the ball gag. There you go, love. Puts it back in.
Hands it over. Man, she deep throated my dimmy, then handed it to me. I mean, what was I? So we looking through Picture one day, and then we're at school, and you're hiding the magazines and shit, and we're like, oh my fucking god! We're year 8 at this stage, and we're like, this is the chick from the fish and chip shop.
Yeah.
Right, but the boys in year 12, loose cannons, rough as fuck. They find out that the fish and chip lady is in the homegirls in the back, just full everything, nothing to the imagination, just full bush. You know what I mean? You can see the salt still on her hands from the fish and chip shop. Whatever it is, you can smell the vinegar, right? So we're that's her, right? And this is fucking actually pretty crook in hindsight, but the end will make it all great. So what happened was these the guys who are about 4 years older than us found this thing, scanned it 400 fucking times, right? Then at night thought it'd be funny to over this fish and chip shop, put it all over, all over the windows in a way, to go look what which is kind of fucking shaming in a way.
Yeah.
But what happens in the end is still the coolest thing ever, right?
Yeah.
So they do all that shit, and then the fish and chip shop doesn't really open till 4, so it's after school.
Yeah.
So a lot of people went down to the bush to see the reaction, and it was the best reaction in the world because it was covered in photos of her.
Yeah.
And what she did was just went, just walked straight in and continued serving fish and chips for the next week with all those images in front of her. She's like, I don't give a fuck. You you cannot shame me. That is my body. Fuck you. And then so like it meant we were like, oh.
Yeah, you
That's
little
it?
shits.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't me, but there was the older dude. But I was like, fucking hell, like just didn't give a fuck and just owned it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that still to this day is one of the coolest things ever. Eventually, the owner like took it down.
Yeah.
She's like, I mean, he wasn't like, yeah, whatever. But she was like, I don't give a fuck.
She's like, don't
I don't give a.
touch
She's
my
like,
fucking posters, dog.
she's like, man, there's a reason why I handed this in because I don't give a fuck. It's like Forestfield. It's an industrial area. She knew full well that everyone would see it, didn't care. But I love the fact that it was the biggest boss move I've ever seen where she's like, anyway. And it doesn't stop you from ordering fish and chips because there's no other option.
Hike the price.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
See my 2 fillets, I'll give you 1 fillet. There we go.
And we're talking pretty big Sheila. Like, you've seen the one in this one.
Oh, yeah.
But it's
Same division if they were to fight.
Francis Ngannou versus fish and chip shop woman.
But you got to love that. It's just like I don't even think she would have batted an eyelid and gone,
Oh,
that's
I wouldn't
me.
want to batter
Whatever.
an eyelid, batter the fish.
Same division has absolutely sent me. I'm so sorry. So this week, Brett, we don't have home girls. We've actually got the other side of the spectrum here.
Home
We've got-
boys.
and it is a spectrum, Peter. Yeah, you gave me a very disapproving look there. It's called Home Blokes.
All
Now,
right.
Yep. This is we've got 5 blokes here. They've all
Cannot wait to tuck into this. I love seeing what people send in. Like, because sometimes, like, it's different floats for different boats, but it's nice to know someone's got a worse looking dick than you. You know?
But it's also they always say this is for our lady readers, for our discerning lady viewers, whatever they say, right? But they request that no stiffies can be published. Right?
That's pretty funny.
So like, don't send in any stiffies because that makes it hardcore.
Okay, so it changes their category.
Yeah. So now it's just these soft, dirty little dicks that they say they're dirty little
Man,
doggers.
if you're taking a photo, there's no way you're not giving it a couple of nudges to get a little bit of blood in the hog.
Oh, these have been nudged.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There's one that's, I don't know, it's quite turgid. it's
When do I get to view all these sweet dicks?
Yeah, we'll flick them over in a second. So this one has, I'll read them out. We'll go and
I'll just say as well, so this is our second time diving into our home bloke section. And the last time it was with mutual friend Ben Knight.
Yep.
And it was one of the most traumatising episodes we've recorded to date. So...
Because Ben Knight's dad was in it.
well, Ben Knight was in it, actually.
Well, one of the pictures was a man. Often they're in the shower for some reason, right? It was a man in the shower.
They're in the shower, but they always look unwashed. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
They've just got, Tap's not on. And this guy was holding his son, who was nude as well. Like, there's nothing crook about showering with your parent when you're a baby. That happens. But
sending it to a porno.
Reasonably.
But then publishing it as well, like, oh, girls like kids, that's kind of cute. It's like, if girls are flicking to this to flick the bean, you don't want to be seeing a baby.
No.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely not. This is fucked up.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Was the kid's dick bigger?
No, they had no kid dick.
So they're classy.
Yeah. Come on,
Sorry.
Hey, guys, don't send in any stiffies, no kid dick, and we're good to go.
We can show the kid, but no kid dick.
Yeah, you're mowing yourself $50.
So, that's what they get. It says, the pants are off, blokes. That's right. We're paying $75 to every bloke who sends a picture of his tockley. But we don't want to see any stiffies. And we still aren't paying anything for grundies on shots. Photos must be accompanied by a copy of the ID, like a driver's license. Any person sending in home blokes photos without the written permission of the subject will be liable to criminal prosecution.
Oh, my God.
So
So even back in the day, they covered their end, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking imagine sending in your ID to the picture magazine.
Yeah. Here's a copy of my cock and my fucking social security details. There you go.
I try to sign up to OnlyFans as a joke for me and Kappa's podcast.
As a
Good
joke.
one.
Yeah. Well, not as a joke. but
Yeah, I was like sucking his cock as a
Oh,
joke.
yeah,
Sorry.
Man, he's rooting my ass. They wanted you like they want to scan your passport, driver's license, and things like that. Because I thought a good idea, and I still think it's a good idea. Instead of being on Patreon, what we'd do for our podcast, Flatstick, we would be on OnlyFans. So that way, because it's mainly blokes who are following Flatstick, who would have thought dirt bikes. But if their missus ever sees a charge from OnlyFans, they go, "Oh no, that's where Nick and Brett's podcast Patreon is." So That's why I'm paying $70 a month.
Yeah.
And then they can actually be grubby fucks and also subscribe to our OnlyFans, and we get some money to it.
Yeah.
And every time we just do a little reveal, but it's just a cool dirt bike. Anyway, that was my idea after a lot of weed and being drunk, and never followed through.
No, good. So this one here this week we've got 5 of them, and Peter and I are going to read them out to you. Here, Brady, we've got the first one is called Peter. Oh, yeah, mate. All right.
Yep.
And this one is from Garbett in Queensland, and Garbett is in Townsville, I believe.
Yeah, well, should we maybe go, get Brady to describe the picture, see what the bloke looks like,
Oh, yeah.
and you read about him.
All
So
right,
if you go
yes,
number
actually.
one.
Yep, number 1. So this is
Just tell us what you see, Brady.
So,
What does he
yeah.
look like?
number 1.
Number 1. Okay.
Brett,
see-
we said no stiffies, mate.
Yeah. No, the magazine can have no stickers. So this guy, a little bit shy. He's kind of hiding behind the shower curtain. He looks like he's definitely at a truck stop motel, judging by that shower has never been cleaned before. I would say he is definitely not groomed,
Bushy.
but has bushy. But I'd say he. You know when after you have a wank and your dick looks good for about 3 minutes after, because you still had blood. He's rocking that. Also, he looks dead in the eyes. So
He's fucking, that's a wanted poster. That's
Give us a
hard.
little look at him.
That is like something out of Psycho. That's fucking scary.
Oh, that's no good. Yeah.
No, he's
But the other thing is, you got to remember, this is the 80s, by the way, so they got to take the photo, take it to the chemist, get it developed, bring it back, send it in with like a stamp. Like there's so much time to think
There are
about
so
it.
many
You know what I
steps.
mean? Like it's not like you just go, oh, here's a dick pic. It's like it's a fucking 4-day event.
Can I also say, this is my first time seeing all 5 of these blokes.
Oh,
And fucking hell, it does look like a rugby league lineup, doesn't it? Like,
Well,
it
I was
fully
about to say the number 2 definitely looks like.
Mate, I'm
front
pretty
rower.
sure, isn't he? That looks very similar to like a football player. I don't
Yeah.
know which one, but like.
Well, I had
David
respect,
Beckham.
so I didn't. My eyes didn't wander. I just looked at number 1. I gave him the full respect. You know.
It looks a bit like this. No, you can't see it, so it doesn't matter for the people listening. But do you reckon he looks like Sam Morril,
Who's Sam Morril? Is that a player?
comic in the States? Do you know who Sam Morril is?
No.
Well, imagine that, but it's his dick
Oh.
and his face.
So let's learn about this shy one here. Peter from Garbett. Peter's a tyre fitter. That's the first. I love it. That's the first sentence. Peter's a tyre fitter. That's it. Peter's a tyre fitter. He's 27 years old. Likes martial arts movies.
Honestly, statistically, you didn't need to write that in. Peter could have left that blank, and I would have assumed he was a tyre fitter and loves Rambo or Bloodsport. You know what I mean?
Peter
Like, there's
also
no way-
drinks water sometimes.
Yeah. Wait. Next fun fact about Peter: doesn't mind a cold beer. Oh wow! Didn't see that coming.
Well, you might be surprised here.
Okay.
Brady, because he also likes taekwondo.
Yep.
And working on cars. We could have found that, but
Yep.
Pete's favorite food is spaghetti.
Oh, so yeah, okay. I didn't see that coming. So he doesn't mind the flavors of Italian, as long as it's coming out of an SPC can. There's no way he's had proper pasta.
Fave drink is Jim Beam. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. Yep. And favorite singer. Who would his favorite singer be? Australian, working class.
I'm thinking.
Oh,
I'm
is he a
thinking. I'm
working
thinking
class
Katy
man by any
Perry. I'm
chance?
thinking Celine Dion.
No.
I'm. What's that? What's that cunt with the fucking that plays the fiddle? Andre Rieu.
Oh, no, Brett, you're close.
no.
Bloke on the roof.
Yeah.
Who could it be? You
Cats the musical.
wouldn't- Jimmy fucking
Fucking
Barnes.
Barnes.
Oh, wow.
My God. Well, thank you very much, Peter. Lovely to meet you. That is.
Thank you confirming all the stereotypes ever. Peter.
Now, my friend Peter, would you like to talk about Kevin here? And we'll
I'd
hand
love
it
to
over
talk
to
about
Another
Kevin.
quick peek at now, Kevin was he has the physique of a rugby league player. He has no neck. He looks like he has been in many car park fights. Well, honestly, because his left finger is broken.
Is that true?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
have a
what?
look at the gap on that. That's recovering
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
that's
Not
fucked.
good. That's not good.
Blakey, that's his cock.
No, that's his dick. That's his dick.
It's all broken. It's got little white stuff
You've
coming
got
out.
hairy
of it.
knuckles.
Man, it's also this is like, you know, like these dudes will be like, oh, you know, Fucking hell, can someone mix it up with a different pose?
Yeah.
It's all like, oh, I'm startled. I've just got out of the shower. You know what? It's not a year 7 picture. You know what I mean? Like, whack a leg up.
Their
Put a
hands
fucking-
on the knees. Look at number 5. He is.
We can't. We'll get to 5 when we get to 5.
Five's
3
the
is
best one.
more concerning, but it's like, brother, have a smile, whack a sombrero on. Give me something. You know what I mean? I don't know, just something to spice it up. Like, if you look at this
costume.
magazine, these ladies have gone to absolute effort to make this shoot look great. You know what I mean? They're doing things. They're wearing a fucking fedora.
Yeah.
There's a theme. The only theme in this bloke section is sad and depressed. That's what it is. Depression and alcoholism.
When you said the theme of this bloke thing, was that being a bloke? Because that is very much it at the moment. So we got Kevin. That's number 2. Kevin from Weewah.
Tell us about Kev.
Where's Weewah?
Weewah. It's from the mayor is Waluigi from New South Wales.
Borat.
So he says,
Well, we
Yeah, what were we?
my cog. So Kevin from Weewah. Oh, no, it sounds like I'm being racist.
Also annoying if you submit a photo and you show you show a cheek, go, mate, check it out. I'm in picture, and it's like, oh great, I've got the fifth best dick on this page. Brutal for this bloke, by the way. I mean, the audience can't see it, but just go with me. It's not great.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's definitely. Well, this is probably the most authentic one. He's clearly put less effort into making it bigger than the rest of them.
Yeah, he followed the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
The
reckon
rules did him no favours.
Mate, I
brother.
reckon that shower's on cold only. He's going hard mode. I'm a man of modesty. Yeah.
Yeah, straight from the court from a king hit charge into the shower, right into the picture. So Kevin says, and he's from Weewah, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. Hello, I'm a 29-year-old, recently divorced cotton worker. Oh, that's why he's so soft, mate, because he's fucking just lost half his house. 29-year-old, recently divorced cotton worker and would like to make a new start in life. And what a fucking way to get a new start.
Man, you got to get yourself out there. You know, you got to get on the PR trail. You don't know who could be around. It's a conversation starter when you're on a fucking date. You know what I mean? Like, you guys, man, going, man, I don't mind this Kevin guy. Also, cotton picking is one of the worst jobs you could ever do in your life.
Is it really?
It's fucking hard.
Historically.
quite historically shit bay.
Well, I'm walking away from that, but
Terrible job, mate.
this cotton's a weed and it's got a lot of thorns.
Yeah.
And the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, Peter, before we get cancelled.
I like all outdoor sports.
I love how you're like reading out a porno where shitting on people with little dicks, and you're like, and you're worried about that getting you cancelled. You know what I mean? There's a few other things. Yeah.
So he likes all outdoor sports. I assume also masturbation falls into that.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Yes, loves a drink.
No, there's a
You
particular beverage.
You can't put drinking as a hobby.
Bourbon.
Bourbon and rum and something.
Oh.
Rum and coke.
Bang!
Oh,
Wee-wah! Drinking rum and coke and going out in that order, I reckon. My ambition is to
I
travel.
love that's not even specific. I love going out.
I'm
Just
going
anywhere.
Outside.
Going outside.
Doesn't get along with Flynn.
It's funny. He's recently divorced, and he's like, I like outside sports, going out. Like, you can't go home.
Yeah,
No
I
wonder
think
you like
you're
going
homeless. She kicked you out. That's why I like the out.
Yeah.
Love sleeping under a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I'm an outdoors guy. I love seeing the stars every night. Yeah.
Love park benches.
Love the park.
Screaming at the pigeons. My ambition is to travel to Europe. That's his ambition. That's all he wants in
That's an
life.
ambition.
Nowhere specific as well. Just Europe.
Yeah, but I love that's the ambition. Like in 1994, that was the ambition. You just need like $2,000.
Mate, cotton picking is harder than you think. All right.
So moving on, we got another Peter.
Man, this guy already is my spirit animal because he's got I mean, my dick's not as beautiful as his, but he's wearing Speed Dealer sunnies, and that
Oh,
makes
this guy.
makes it so good.
I haven't
Just
seen this one.
before Brady looks, do you see? This is one of those things like
Is this the
on
blurry
Facebook
one?
where it's like when you notice it.
Yeah.
Right, I'll pass it to
Oh.
Brett. Like when you notice.
Okay.
What it is
So
in the
don't
photo.
say it.
Yeah,
Or you-
it took me ages. I was
Oh
like, what the
yeah,
fuck
no,
is
that's
that?
taken me a while, and now I'm like, now that's my favourite photo ever. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna have a quick look and then.
Did you see it?
You see it?
The dog.
This is a dog. This is a dog looking at his dick, smiling.
And he looks fucking thrilled, man.
It's a big smiling fucking
Mate,
staff
say
or a cattle
what
dog.
you want, but the staffies are fucking loyal. You know what I mean? You can have your dick out on a fucking picture magazine. They're behind you.
Mate, I'd be fucking happy too if I just got a year's worth of peanut butter for free. Because he fucking licked peanut butter off his own stick. That's what I was trying to say.
He's
There.
got
Also, old mate, like wearing the speed dealers and having an erection and then sending a photo in with the dog in the background. It's great.
Fucking awesome. He's got a tin open and a durry on, and then he's got the staff in the corner.
Now,
And
tell us about this guy. What's his
And
name again?
a half chub as well.
Yeah, that's pushing it. Fucking hell. Yeah, so
Mate,
Peter,
if that's him half, I'd hate to see it full flight. Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
Peter from Blue Water in Queensland.
Another
He's-
Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got heaps
Fucking
of
hell.
Peters.
We get around it.
Age 30, Pete likes to enjoy life. He gets his kicks dragging his motorbike.
Drag racing is
Oh,
motorbike.
I thought, all right, I didn't realize dragging was drag racing.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, it's broken. His fucking cunt of a thing won't start again. No, dragging his motorbike, water skiing, and drinking.
Beer.
No.
Rum and Coke.
What kind of rum?
Bundy
Bundy.
rum.
Bundy. Where's the craziest place you've had a root? Peter? He says, in the front seat of a semi. He's got a little semi on at the moment.
And yeah, mate, we know you're a truck driver. Once again, tyre fitter, fist fighter.
Well,
This
I
guy.
tell you what, it doesn't say that he is a truck driver, and I fucking hope he is. Otherwise, he's really upset someone down the truck stop. All right, lovely stuff. Cool. Number 4.
Number 4,
There's
let's have a little browse.
there's a
I don't know
very-
if it's doing much for me.
There's a very nostalgic element of that that's really tickled me.
Okay, so number 4 is wearing a
Do you
hat.
recognise his cock?
So he's wearing a hat that says 7 News.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Yeah, which is great, and I love that. And now, so he's paying like homage to the magazine.
This just in. I got a dick. I've got a little dick.
So he's also holding a photo of a girl from Picture Magazine.
Great.
So it's a shout out. That's an old school
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's like paying respect.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Passing it forward.
Bit of this one goes out too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, can we go back to number 3 again because he's also got his finger on his penis and pushing it out a bit so it looks bigger. I've just noticed that. So just back to that, and then but back to 4. 7 News hat. He's got a lady. You know, you can see all her bits, but he's somehow got it on reflection so the light hits where her vagina is so you don't see it because that's his girl and he wouldn't want
Yeah.
to disrespect her in the magazine he's in
Obviously.
that she's already been in before.
very
Yeah.
good.
And
Censor it, yeah.
I would say he is pushing a third downstairs. He's got a third chub.
A third what?
A third. He's a third.
He's got
a
3
half,
dicks.
Oh.
Third.
Ah,
You know what I mean?
right.
He's not-
Third job. Right.
he's got- yeah. He's a third of the way there.
Yeah.
All right. So that's that fella. And this is Mike, everybody, from Kedron, Queensland. That's
Kedron is fucking close.
real close.
The other thing I
Yes.
just remembered is, at no circumstance during because back then there would have been, if you wanted to see a movie, you have to go to the movies. The the TV had 4 stations, and then there was Picture Magazine. At no point did those guys think 20 years from now, 3 grubs at the Good Chat Comedy Club would be psychoanalyzing them and their dicks and the decisions that they made, and now it's perpetually continuing in media for the fucking next
Oh, mate.
100 years.
Bro, you should see there's a section of this one where it's like there's one, it's called Says You, and it's where people write in, and we'll
Yeah.
probably do the next episode on that one, but people are writing in and putting their full names and suburbs. Like, oh, that one, and it's not like fucking Jacob Smith, it's like proper, hey, you know, a real specific name in a real small town, and I can Google these people. I found them on Facebook.
God, they just didn't realise.
It's just, you had no idea that
Oh
this is
yeah,
going to
they're
be...
gonna find me. I live in fucking Washington. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, no, we actually can. Now.
Yeah, it's real easy.
And we got a photo of you and your dick, so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can get you in a lineup.
Mate, you got to, it's fucking
Fuck,
wild.
I love this.
So, Mike from Kedron. A lot of Queensland representation here. 4 Queensland, 1 New South Wales.
It's, yeah.
State
So are you
against
saying
mate,
people
state
in
against
Queensland are
state.
fucking wild units? I want to hear that.
Oh, that's weird. That's weird.
So Mike from Kedron. Mike single. Whoa, no way. 26, and his ideal woman would be blonde, blue-eyed, and 5'4".
There's no
I'm
way.
with-
There's no way he didn't write big titties. You know what I mean? There's no way.
I'm with him for the first 2.
And quite
Here comes one of the Aryan brothers again.
he would have found
Fucking
quite a
Hitler's
few
youth over
hotties
here.
around 1939, I'd say.
Go on. I kid.
Nine.
We're all
13,
God's
12,
children. I get it.
36.
Go on.
He loves
First the
drink-
cotton joke, then that. There we go.
Remember, trifecta.
He loves drinking scotch and dry, listening to Billy Joel.
Oh, sorry. I love him. He's branched out. He's a Scotch and dry man.
Ooh, la la.
Fucking hell.
He's quite a cultured man. I mean, he's
You'd
got
still
the
get called a
7 years.
homophobic slur for having a Scotch and dry in
Oh,
1994,
my,
I reckon.
absolutely.
Loves drinking scotch and dry, listening to Billy Joel, playing squash,
Oh,
tennis.
bit of an antsy boy, is he? Playing squash? The old Scotch and dry as well. Hoo-wee. For everyone at home, I'm doing the limp wrist.
I like that's quite funny. He's playing squash, tennis, and any activity that involves a lack of clothes,
Oh.
Sharon.
like getting stripped to enter prison.
Imagine that he's like, I like all
Delousing.
sports because I'm a cameraman at Channel 7.
So that's Mike. He likes doing nude stuff.
Now, this is the guy, number 5. Number 5 is who I'm excited to.
Yeah, and
No,
look, his name is Greg, but I'm 90% sure it's Ryan Dunn. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna put that
yeah.
out there.
He looks like fucked Ryan Dunn.
Now-
Like, proper.
If you've ever seen a man who loves crystal meth and fist fights but has retired in Cooter and Bali, this is your guy. So, pot belly, a lot of tattoos, darts. He's
Dick leaning the way
hardly
of
no
his politics, I
fingernails.
reckon.
He's wearing some type of sarong. And then he's just got so he's sitting down in a chair and his dong's out, but also he of course he has to have a photo of his Holden in the back with a scrubbed out number plate, because you don't want people to know who you are, but they can definitely see your face and your dick in the same shot,
And your name, where you from?
and your name and your tattoos. He looks like he does. He looks exactly like Ryan Dunn. I don't know what else to say about this man.
No, that's fine.
He's wild.
Do you reckon he's had a few drinks in that?
Yeah, he's definitely had a lot of dick. A lot of drinks, and he's also got a lot of dick. He's got the best dick out of all. Five.
Absolutely.
What do you think the ratio from fucking being a real grub cunt and owning a sarong is? Do you reckon it's 1-to-1?
Oh, yeah. You got a sarong. Yeah, that's it.
White sarong, should I say? If you're white and you got a sarong,
Yeah.
you're a fucking
Yeah,
filthy
because it
grub.
means you've spent too much time in Thailand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which means by yourself, which means you've done some other wild things there.
But it's so funny, like, when like Asian people come over here, they don't generally
Here we
try
go.
to dress like us. But
Yeah.
we spend enough time somewhere, have a few rum and cokes, and all of a sudden you're like, let me get some fucking big.
Yeah, I'll embrace only one portion of your culture. I'll take one thing and then I'll ruin everything else.
Yeah.
And why can't I get bacon and eggs and fucking beans and a Vegemite sandwich in the middle of fucking Indonesia? This is bullshit. I want pizza. I want burgers. White people ruin fucking everything, particularly the English as well. Like, I mean, I was in Croatia, which you think is a crazy country. Only serve burgers and pizzas. I go, what? Why can't I get something local? Nah. English tourists won't fucking eat it or drink it. Fucking kill me.
That's so wild. But you know what I mean? Like, you'd never see someone in like a cork hat.
In
Right.
China.
I like the idea. Yeah, it is just taking the costume. Of
I mean, like, fucking, I could get my dick out real easy if I bought one of
And I
those.
love how you think that's our costume. Cork hat.
yeah.
Well, I'm wearing a cork hat. Why aren't you boys wearing a cork hat? So anyway, that's Greg. We've seen what he looks like. Do you
hear
want to
it, okay.
read it out, or do you want me to read
No,
it out?
you can read.
Okay.
Well, Pete, it is the theme that Peter's mainly on here. So
Yep. So, okay. G'day. My name is Greg.
G'day.
Greg.
Well, is this the only one that's from the first person point of view?
No, there's been Kevin also was like, hello, I'm 29.
Oh, okay.
I'm recently divorced.
Right, gotcha.
G'day, my name's Greg. I'm a 35-year-old bricklayer. I sent in my pick because the missus dared me and we could use the cash due to the addition of twins to our family.
we can use the
Fuck, there is a lot of sad going on there.
$75.
Man, I know what will save you $75. Stop smoking those durries and drinking all that rum, brother. Then you don't have to get your
Wow.
fucking juicy dick out.
It is a juicy hog, isn't it?
Man, it's
It's
good.
weirdly shiny.
Yeah, it's great.
He's polished it.
Good lighting.
Oh, it's
What?
yeah, it's so
Not hair. He must be shaving or something. Not a lot of hair. Not a lot of bush.
not heaps of bush, but yeah, it's like. I mean, just a slight readjustment to get everything centered would be nice. It's like one of those. Looks like it's fainted. Like it's off to the right. You know what I mean? It's just like that.
Sleep it up against the thigh.
Yeah. Leans the same way as his politics.
Mate, he's a
I think.
brick. He's probably tired from all the manual labour.
So
I knew
yeah,
his fingers were fucked for a reason. Bricky's
Yeah.
got the worst hands.
Oh, he's got big fucking long fingernails. Did you say that before?
Nah,
No,
I
he's
thought
got-
they were stumpy because they've been ground
Oh,
down.
that's gross. He's got massively long fingernails.
Oh, really?
Anyway, so he's got the twins. Hercules, as he's known to his mates. Now, I don't want to get into the specifics of Greek gods, but I fucking don't remember Hercules looking like that.
I mean, I do, but I don't remember Hercules having a piece on him like that, you know?
I don't remember.
Also, I love that humble brag. It's like, also, as my friends know me, Big Dick, Hot McGee, 69. So, like, we can all make up stuff. Hercules.
Could you imagine the Greek townspeople when the Hydra comes out? They go, "Quick, save us, Hercules!" He comes in a sarong with a dart on. Just fucking.
What do yous cunts need? Unbelievable. So Hercules, as he's known to his mates, loves drinking
Bundy?
bourbon.
Oh,
Incorrect.
sorry.
And eating rump steak, the grubbiest of the steaks.
Yeah, the cheapest one on the menu.
yeah. Great. It's disgusting.
Well, mate, when you got to feed twins, you can't be getting the fucking ribeye, can you?
Fucking
Mate,
hell.
it's one of those things that's kind of funny, but I'm sure like he has that framed on his fucking shed wall. Like I was like, man, imagine if the twins ever find that, but who fucking cares?
No. Oh, he's dead, so that's fine.
Oh yeah, there's no way he's alive.
There's absolutely no
Do you
possible
reckon
way he's
any
alive.
of these cunts are alive?
Yeah.
And
You
as if he
reckon
hanged
so?
around for the twins' birth, he'd be on his way.
Oh,
You know
no,
what I
he's
mean?
fucking.
Why are you so confident they're alive?
Oh, well, because they're not. There's one that's like 26 in there, and this is only 20.
But do these look like men that are making good decisions, you think?
Mate.
They're in their early 50s now.
There's no way that second guy's alive.
Second guy dead. One might be alive because he's shy.
Yes.
He might not. 3 with the dog dead. Dog definitely ate him. 4 probably in a very high-paying job.
Yeah.
Now I would say working.
Oh, that's Eddie
7
Maguire.
years.
7 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Eddie Maguire. 5 dead for sure.
5
I
dead,
don't even
yeah,
have
yeah.
to talk about that.
Five died
I
on
would-
that day.
I would say not to get grim or prison. Prison or
Yeah.
prison or dead.
That image is like if you go to that town and you find his tombstone, that would be his little photo.
That
on the
would
mirror.
be the picture. Yeah, exactly.
And there's no words. It's just like, yep.
Like, you know,
Have
when
a
you
look
see
at that.
like when it's like a cop's funeral and like the whole family walks down like a big parade with the picture. It's just that.
Yeah.
When he dies. So wrong, Greg.
Yeah. Check
'Cause
out
he's got
Dad's
a
sweet
sarong.
dick. Yeah.
Oh no.
No.
Anyway, Peter, Kevin, Peter, Mike, Greg, thank you very much. Petition for you to be the new Wiggles, in my opinion. But
Oh, man.
you don't need to get
That's
into it.
fucking wild.
Lovely stuff. I'm horny. How do you feel?
Mate, I've seen more than my dick quota for the day. You know what I mean? It's a lot of hogs.
Oh, mate, you're a
Oh,
good chat
well,
comedy tonight, so it's going to be a
I
fucking
don't know if
big
you
one
know,
for you.
you've listened to the podcast before how we finish it.
All right, everyone, fuck me. Let's go.
Lovely stuff, Brody. Thanks for taking the time to fit this into your schedule, my friend. What do you got going on to plug? You got some shows coming up?
Yeah, shows coming up. Melbourne International Comedy Festival. My new show's called Smoko King. Adelaide Fringe, I got a split show with Lewis Garnham called Brett and Lewis Wreak Havoc. And then I believe I'm hitting Brisbane, Sydney, maybe Perth as well. Keep an eye out on the socials. New show, Smoko King. And I got a podcast called Flat Stick. If you're a fucking grub who loves two-strokes and mountain biking, it's a perfect podcast for you.
I'm in.
Fantastic. Peter, what you got going on?
Oh, Cairns, it's happening every Monday. Just go along to it. You've heard it every week. Laughing Out Comedy, go and do it.
That's
Jake,
it. Yeah,
Brisbane.
good check.
Great gig. Great gig.
Thank you, mate.
How was 2 of the best gigs in Australia in this fucking state? This one and your one. Love them both.
Because we're not fucking scared to say what we think, man.
Yeah. There ain't no PC police around here, mate.
Yes, Good Chat Comedy Club. Look it up. Come down. Fucking whatever. Please. I went from weirdly confident to a little bit desperate. And hello to our American listeners, by the way. I didn't tell you this. I looked at the stats. We have like 15% consistently from America.
You're kidding.
Higher than, because Australia, like 84%. Then 15% America, the rest of the not even a look in from anywhere else.
And I want a breakdown of not where they're from, but their names. It'll all be Peters. Like, they're worried about their dicks being talked about.
Trying to get, they're like, oh, I can't wait for my fucking edition to get in the magazine. Well, hello. Howdy doody, America.
Howdy do, the official greeting of the Americas.
Yeah.
Howdy doody.
Yeah. Say hi to Jay Leno for me.
Yes. All right. Thanks. We'll see you next week. Thanks,
Good on
boys.
you, mate.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.